You know what time it is? It's MAIM time. Oh, baby, good gravy. My name is Maim Kim, and welcome to MAIM Time. For today's episode, I'd like to talk a little bit about myself and why I'm starting this podcast. For those of you who don't know, I'm 27 years old and currently living in Seoul, South Korea. I was born here, but my family moved to America when I was 1. Just to give you a little bit of background, my life story and all that. I moved around a lot. Mostly on the East Coast, from like New York to Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Kansas in the 5th grade, and then from 6th grade onwards, I lived in Rhode Island. So I would call that my home state, and I would say that's where home is for me, if I had to identify. And I moved to Korea about 7 years ago. After being in college for 2 years, I dropped out, and at that time in my life, I didn't really know what was going on. Like, I didn't know much about life, and I didn't know like how the world worked, how to make money, how to be an adult, how to be like a successful or a competent, human being. And most of my life I had crippling depression and very low self-esteem. And of course, as you can imagine, as an Asian American, growing up in places where I was the only Asian, if not the only Korean, I often felt like very left out. I often felt very alone. I felt like no one could understand me. So with this low self-esteem, poor diet, being overweight, just being a chubby little Asian American kid with thick glasses and a bowl cut, being very socially awkward and not feeling like I fit in everywhere. Like I grew up pretty miserable. I couldn't relate to my Korean parents who grew up in Korea, and there was just a generation gap, a language barrier. I did not grow up speaking Korean, so most of my life, most of my childhood was, looking back, it was like a big, like, depressing blur. There were some redeeming things about it, but my point being is I've come a long way. Now, after living in Korea for 7 years, I can speak Korean pretty fluently. At this point, like, I could talk to anyone. I could go up and talk to a kid or an old person and strike up a conversation in a bar or whatever, or a cafe. I can talk to Korean people, because I'm Korean blood, and I felt like if I was going to move to Korea, then this is something I should learn. Whereas when I was a kid, I always thought I was too stupid. I thought I was defective, like something was wrong with me. So I didn't want to improve myself growing up as a kid, because I thought, what's the point? I'm stupid. I'm useless. Also thought the same thing about women. I thought no woman is ever going to love me. No, girls are dumb. Girls are stupid. And so, like, I grew up hating them, even though, like, I desired, like, love and affection and all the other things. So now I have a wonderful girlfriend who loves me and who I love. And I don't feel like I have a scarcity mindset. And as much as I love my girlfriend, if we were ever to go our separate ways, like, I don't have a fear that I wouldn't have, I don't have a fear that I would have a problem finding, other people to meet, other wonderful women. And I'm making more money than I thought I would, or definitely more money than I made 10 years ago as a freelancer, just doing these different gigs. And I'm relatively stable. Of course, like, who wouldn't want to be rich? But that's part of why I'm making this podcast, is because I want to have guests on here who are financially successful and successful in every way of their lives. Because what I want to be is the best version of myself every single day for the rest of my life. I want to really improve myself. I want to make the most of this life. And that's what I'm doing now. So like I said, 7 years ago, I couldn't speak any Korean, but now I can speak Korean. I'm also in the best shape of my life. I'm eating green shakes, improving my diet constantly, and hitting the gym pretty consistently now, like 3 times a week, lifting weights and doing some cardio on the treadmill. Of course, I could always be doing better. And that's where this podcast comes in. Alongside just years of listening to audiobooks and reading books about self-development and all that stuff. So after years of reading articles, reading blogs, listening to audiobooks, and watching YouTube videos from, all these different fields about finance and health, I decided, like, well, now maybe it's time for me to give back. Maybe it's time for me to, like, foster my own community. And so I want to thank you all for being part of this journey. If you guys are listening, please hit subscribe. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a comment, press that like and subscribe button, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Lost my train of thought. So to go back, I'm 27 now, and I live in a pretty awesome apartment in a really awesome location in the heart of Seoul, in one of the most populated metropolises on this planet. I'm eating delicious food. I'm making time for people I care about. I spend time with wonderful, amazing people who are talented, people who are just really generous and kind. I have a really awesome network of really cool people. And I just have great time just spending time with, just like getting coffee with them or having a drink at the bar or whatever. I have a great girlfriend. I'm healthy and I'm strong, and I'm always learning every single day. Every day feels like a dream. And there's all these opportunities to make money or to improve myself, to become a better person. And that's why I realized I have to do this podcast. This is going to be part of, selfishly, this is part of my own personal growth. And I want to also help other people along that way. So 10 years ago, I was 17 and I didn't look like this. I didn't know how to dress up. I didn't know fashion. I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't think anyone would love me. I didn't think I was very worthwhile. I didn't think I could do anything in life. I didn't have hope. I was so miserable. At my worst moments, I wanted to kill myself. In my deepest, darkest moments, I wanted to just see the whole world burn. Like I just was so miserable. I hated myself. I hated God. I hated my parents. I hated Korea. I hated America. I hated Korean people for being who they were, Korean. I hate American people, black, white, you name it. I hated everybody. And I just had this deep self-loathing, this dark, negative energy, which is still in there, the shadow self. I just wish that 10 years ago, when I was 17, someone had told me there's another way. You can make a choice from now on to become the best version of yourself. If you're in self-development, you've heard all the cliches, you have a choice. You could get bitter or you could get better. And about 7 years ago, when I came to Korea, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get better. And my resolve and my conviction just strengthens over time. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be the best version of myself, whatever that looks like. And I think now, man, if there was just someone when I was 17 just like reached out, someone who just told me, look, you can be whoever you want to be. You can live an amazing life. And 10 years from now, all these problems that you're worried about, you will laugh at them. Right now, it seems hard. And it seems like time is really slow, but there'll become when the days and the weeks and the months, they just go by so fast because you're just having the time of your life and you're enjoying and relishing every single moment because every moment is like a dream, because a dream that you made real through your own conviction, through your own effort, confidence that you earned. If someone had just taken me, shook me by the shoulders and told me this, when I was 17, just maybe guided me to some books and, just checked on me once in a while. I'm not saying I didn't have great mentors. I've had amazing mentors. That's part of why I'm here. But if someone had just told me when I was 17, 15, 13, look, you can start little habits day by day that will build upon your health and your wealth and your personal goals and success and all that stuff for the rest of your life. Like you can really excel. You can be happy. You can be the happiest person you know. You can be living a dream every single day, and just have a heart filled with gratitude and humility and curiosity and go throughout your life, not resenting life, not hating the world, not hating the past, but forgiving the past, forgiving your parents, those who you think wronged you, like all the trauma, like coming to accept that, acknowledging it, and then letting it go. It's always a constant process, but you can do that and you can become amazing. You can become an amazing human being and you can feel really good about yourself and those around you, and you can make other people feel really good, and you can really maximize your potential. And that's why another reason why I'm doing this podcast. I want to maximize my potential, and I want to if you're looking or listening to me now, and you're 17 years old, 15 or 14, 13, especially if you're a Korean or Asian American and you feel like your parents don't understand you, or you feel like the world doesn't understand you, or you feel like you don't belong, you feel like there's no hope, that you can't do anything, you feel like you're a lost cause, I'm gonna be the one, if you're listening to this on the internets, I'm going to be here to shake you by the shoulders and tell you, look, there's a choice. You have a choice. You have the opportunity for freedom. You can be free. You can live life on your own terms. And it can be real. And you can realize your own dream. Because what I live now, this life that I enjoy, this life that I cherish as I live it, as I try to really just soak in the present moment, this life, it can be yours. It can be yours and more. And I lost my train of thought. This can be better than your wildest dreams. And the life that I'm living now, I'm wearing this cheeky bow tie. I'm looking really nice. I'm looking sharp. I'm strong. I'm healthy. Like, I got some money in the bank. I have all these opportunities. I can travel. Going on amazing vacations, and I will go on an amazing 4-week vacation starting from next Monday. This can all be yours, and you can do better than me. So if you're 17 now and you make a commitment to yourself that you will, for the rest of your life, try to make your life the best that it possibly can, whatever that means to you, whether it means having a good body, a strong, healthy body, whether it means getting the attention and affection from women or men or women that you're attracted to, making money, whatever it is. Like, I want you to really go for it, and I want you to go all the way, like I'm trying to do right now. Because if you're 17 and listening to this, and you're listening to people like me, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years ahead of you, then by the time you're 27, you could be a multimillionaire. You could be way more successful than I am now. If you're 17 and you follow me over the next, 5 years, and you feel my energy, and you let my spirit and my ideas, which I will curate for your betterment. If you can stick to this, then by the time you're 27, you could be way better off than I am now. And so that's what I want to do. I want to be that hyung, which in Korean means older brother. I want to be that older brother for those of you who don't have one. And I'm lucky that I have amazing older brothers, like my 2 blood brothers, as well as other bros around me who've really mentored me a lot over the years. You know who you are. And yeah, just do it. So that's why I'm starting this podcast, because I want to inspire, and I want 13, 15, 17-year-old Asian Americans in particular, but this message of loneliness and isolation and identity, this can apply to just about everybody in their own way. So I want to reach out to you guys and tell you, if you're feeling like crap, if you're feeling like life sucks, then what can I tell you? I feel for you more than you could ever know. I've had some really, really miserable moments in my life, and all that negative energy, all that trauma, all that hatred and resentment and fear and guilt, you can transform that, you can transmutate that into gold, into amazing positive energy, into really just turning the dial up to 11 in terms of your positive energy, your thoughts, your habits, and your day-to-day real life. Another reason why I'm starting this podcast is that I'm going to have amazing guests on my show. Some of them are just very good friends, or some of them will be eventually people I meet for the first time. And we're going to just have amazing conversations, something like Joe Rogan or a London Real, but it's going to be MAIM Time. It's going to be my version, and it's going to be quirky. I'm usually a pretty lighthearted guy, and I'm cracking jokes all the time. So I'll be doing that more so in the future episodes. The reason why it's called MAIM Time is because, one, it rhymes, right? So that's very marketable. And Maim is actually not a Korean name. It's my birth name. My mom gave it to me. But she came up with it in the context of Jesus being the living water. Maim in Hebrew means water. So I look at that, I interpret that in my own way. And the way you interpret and perceive your world is really great, because when I was a kid, I hated my name. I hated my name. People would call me Mr. Mime. People would call me Maim, or, Main, or whatever, Mimi, May. So, kids are mean and they'll do anything to like make fun of you or whatever. But then I as a kid, I took that so personally. Like, no, my name is Mime. It's spelled M-A-I-M, which is, maim, the verb to maim. Right? It's a very confusing thing. English is funny. So anyways, as a kid, I hated my name and I hated myself. Now I love myself and I love my name because of how my name has affected the course of my life in ways I can't really begin to appreciate, except the fact that it's unique and I'm unique and I have this unique voice that I want to share with everyone. And hopefully you guys all find it beneficial. Another thing about water, Maim, my name means water, right? So there's that quote by Bruce Lee that I'm going to pull up in a second. I should have had this prepared. But, Bruce Lee says, Bruce Lee talks about water. You may have seen this quote, or you may have seen it, talking in the interview, or heard this with, empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes a bottle. You put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. And my name is water. My name is water, and I want to flow every day. And I want to fill up, as I fill up my own cup, I want to fill up other people's cups. And I want to flow because, how far do you want me to take this metaphor of water being, vital for life, being in a state of flow, being present to the moments, being so powerful and having immense potential to, just be completely still or just be like a raging tsunami. Water has all this potential energy. So I want to realize that potential energy with my physical body and my mental capability. And I just want to be all that I can be. And I want to realize all my potential, because man's greatest burden is unfulfilled potential. Thank you, Dan Pena. Anyways, I hope this gives you guys an idea, a little taste of what this podcast is about. A lot of it is going to be me just talking about ideas. It'll be on all kinds of different subjects. It'll be some episodes might be a bit more stream of consciousness. That's kind of like what I like to do. And the other episodes will have like specific topics, ideas, messages, essays that I might write out or just like go off the cuff. And I'll also have interviews with awesome people from like all different fields. People who are self-made entrepreneurs, people who very successful, PT instructors, or people who, write amazing books or have podcasts of their own. Like, there's so much potential, and my network is only growing. And as time goes on in 2020, I know that this is going to change my life, and I hope in ways that are useful to you that it does change your life. So anyways, thank you so much for listening to me. My name is Maim, and again, welcome to MAIM Time. All right, take it easy, folks.